Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
By the power of Grayskull!
I am dumping unlimited power into you. That's what
All Shooty wanted to do was be inside me. It was one of the first James Bond movies I watched, so I have a bit of a connection to it. And
That's Dermot's excuse.
I don't fuck.
It was their first date, Adam. Shut up.
I will stop bringing it up. I don't give a fuck what that wannabe VTuber cunt wants to say. Okay, let me have my moment.
Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. I wonder what the championship belt would look like. Just like a big ass.
This would be my penis wrapped around their waist.
We named zombies after you in that game.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're these big fat bloaters that sun themselves and they just lay there.
oh, those are the things that come out of my rainbow's ass.
Adam, you being Worf is cultural appropriation. I won't.
Cultural appropriate my dick. I don't care. I will have earned my riches and my surly attitude by the time we get there.
If I were going to culturally appropriate your dick, you'd have to go get that surgery. To get
Oh, good lord! Here we go.
Yeah.
Come.
That is just.
Oh god,
Those eyes, dude. Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Pretty eyes.
I'm not looking at them eyes right now. You know what?
I know, but she is a total package. She is a total package.
I usually
can have my
think Ryan. I usually think Ryan is very cringe when he says this, but she can shit in my mouth.
Whoa,
God,
Dermy!
Why do you have to ruin
What
this?
the fuck?
Why
Ryan
do you have to
says
ruin
that
this?
shit.
Fuck,
Ryan
I know,
says
but
this shit.
If Ryan jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
But you just
For her, yeah.
would. Here we are worshiping this beautiful woman, and you're talking about German shit eating. I mean, come on.
Listen. I will drag my ball sack.
No, listen.
100
You
miles
listen to
worth
me.
of
Shut the
frickin'
fuck up.
broken glass, salt, and lemon
Shut the
juice
fuck up,
just
Jeremy.
to smell her farts.
We're not on your goddamn stream. We're on Adam's stream. We're
Wow, I
supposed to
am-
respect the man's
Thanks-
house. You don't take
thank-
shit in his goddamn fridge.
They warned us about people like you!
And to be fair, racist was Hitler.
Don't you wish you could get them all together? Like you had Q's powers. If you had Q's powers, I'd take every single one of them and put them in a room and just
Devil,
give them like
I've
girl
had
fucking boner
I-
medicine.
I've had that fantasy. Dude. I've had that fantasy. Okay, we all. Dude,
I'd make them all super horny.
Dude, after
they're all drooling, just like ravenous, and then I just throw myself in the room and go, "Take me, ladies."
I was just waiting for Gal to pop up in the chat.
Oh God, I would run. I'm running.
Honestly, Devil, when you were saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna put him in the room," I just thought, well, like you were gonna say, "I'm gonna put him in a jar."
Yeah, keep them in. No, hell no. I'm gonna put them in a room with just me and a big bed. Oh.
Lots of pillows.
and you know what? They can have fun with each other while they're taking turns with you. I mean,
I'm gonna eat a candy bar made of Viagra and just
Dude,
20 hours of sex.
They would find you a week later completely dead, like a desiccated
Rain.
husk of a corpse because they'd sucked every bit of moisture out of your body.
You know, and there's one phrase that will go, "I had snoo."
Yeah, I'd write on the sheets. Death by snoo. It was perfect.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
What can I say? I have no shame. I continue to run these videos because I don't mind. I don't mind showing off what we do around here on Mellow Mondays, where I hang on Santa hat. There we go. Welcome to Mellow Mondays, everybody. The boys will be here a little bit. They're all running a little bit late. So for now, it's just me. I hope you're okay with that. It's just me. I've had a long and annoying day, simply because bad night's sleep, that kind of usual shit. But then I woke up and I realized, oh, it's Monday. I have to watch Dune Prophecy, and then I have to record a review on it, and it was terrible. You can watch it. It's live now. Watch it. We're done here. Stay here, and then when you're done with tonight's show, go watch the Dune Prophecy review, and then watch me freak out. If you want to watch me have a meltdown, like a real good old-fashioned meltdown, if you didn't watch Roundtable yesterday, I clipped out my reaction to the Wheel of Time season 3 teaser trailer. And boy, you want to see me lose it. The others were there. I mean, the rest of the roundtable was there, and they were commenting on my my losing it. But yeah, so I've mentally, I'm not all here. But I am here to entertain you. And we've got some stuff to talk about tonight. Some stuff has happened in the past, I don't know, say a couple hours, that has actual discussion purposes for the kind of nerd shit we talk around here. And we'll go wherever the night takes us. I'm not sure if, hang on, let me take a look. It's about time I took a look. When does freaking Skeleton Crew come back on? I don't know if it's tomorrow night or Wednesday night. Oh God. Schedule. Let's see. Episode, so December 10th, so it's tomorrow night. All right, so you're gonna get my review of Skeleton Crew episode 3 on Wednesday. So I hope you guys are doing all right. Other than that, I'm actually okay. I'm actually all right. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. So how are you guys doing? Hey, Kel. Yeah, all right, guys. Listen, Dark Tide is fun. We had a good time. We started playing it on Saturday. A bunch of us got together, and it was a little chaotic because at first it was just like 4 of us playing. Kel was there, me, Alf, Kel, and I think it was Sleazy. Yeah, Sleazy was carrying us on his shoulders because he's got a level 30 veteran in that. And we were playing around, and then the rest of the guys came in, and we can't all play together. So I like Starship Troopers, where all 16 of us can get in there, but we all could still play, but there were multiple things running. So at one point on Saturday night, we're all playing at the same time in different games, and we're yelling at different things. And it's kind of got a little tough to realize, okay, can we hear each other? Who's warning stuff about who? So yeah, now I generally don't want to do this on a Tuesday. I kind of like to take Tuesdays sort of off because the Tuesdays are very busy other stream wise, so it's really rough. But there's Devil. Sort of. There he is. Hi, Devil.
What's up?
We're talking Dark Tide right now. We play. I'm trying to decide, should I try and put together a Dark Tide stream tomorrow night?
Is there been people is there interest in the game?
Oh no,
right
we
now?
started playing it on Saturday. We started playing it there's like 8 of us ready to play right now.
Then yeah.
I still don't know if I want to do it on Tuesday. This thing, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I'll feel about it. We might run a super chat goal tonight for that. We might do that. Let's see. So just saying hi to everybody. I don't know what this means, Andy Pickle. I don't speak whatever that is. What is that? German? Fröhlich Weihnachten? I don't know what that means. I don't speak the German. German makes me afraid. Rightly so. Hello, Kelly Scope. How are you? Hail Setlick 3 Gaming. You gonna stand for that, Devil? You stand for that?
What am I a liar about?
You gonna stand for that? She's not going to come in here, so she's going to slander you.
Yeah.
And just hang out. I listen. I like you, Devil. You're not a liar.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. It's all right. Kel says do it. And for the stream, I'm leaning towards it. I'm doing
longer than 8 minutes. Is
All
that
right.
what I lied about?
Am I
Because
missing
I was
something?
a minute longer. I put in the chat. I said I'll be there in 8 minutes.
Oh yeah. Okay. I wasn't counting. I don't count. How you doing, Devil? You have a good weekend?
Well, work the whole time, but
I mean, all things considered.
Yeah. No, I've been busy. Just trying to get everything ready for Christmas, and then still work and stuff. I went and got myself my Christmas present. I got my second tattoo, so that's why I was late. I had to literally go to the store to get some lotion for it.
You put the lotion on again?
Yeah, put the lotion on the skin. Yeah, to keep it from getting affected and stuff.
Yeah.
You rub a certain type of lotion on it. It's weird.
I don't want to know about that.
Constantly.
I don't want to know
17 times a day.
I don't know what type of lotion you use. That's a you private thing. What are you, Dermy, telling us these things? No.
Massive bottle of
yeah, we are not getting into a conversation of lotions. It's not happening.
First topic, guys.
This ain't goddamn Saturday or freaking what's it? Our ball busters. Goddamn, my brain is not working anymore today. I honestly, whatever brain power I had, I expended it doing the Dune Prophecy episode 4 review. I got nothing. I got nothing. That's oil, Andy Pickle. That ain't lotion. That's oil. We're talking about that. Two different things. Liz, I don't know oil. Anyway, so we got a couple things to talk about tonight. Actual topics, not like last week where we relied heavily on random conversation to get us through the night. It's a lot of video game talk tonight, and also a couple TV show things and movie related stuff. So we should generate some good stuff. But let's start with it because Samuel's might be a little late. Samuel will be here, but he'll be a little late. And next week we'll probably have a bigger panel. Other people want to come on; they just haven't had the time. But let's start with this one right here. This is if Bug was here, I'm sure he would be dancing on this one. I find this hysterical, and I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. They're killing support for Suicide Squad.
That's not even surprising at all.
I know. I mean, talk about it. And they a week ago they just announced introducing Deathstroke into the game. Wow, seriously. I mean, this is one of the. If I was going to do, and I'm trying to do videos, I'm going to try and do more videos like that. Some sort of top 5 or not quite top 10. I don't know if I could stretch a video out that much for some of these topics, but some top 5 stuff. But if I was going to do a top 5 failed games of 2024, this would probably be number 2, considering what happened with it. So why don't we spitball that around? What do you think the top 5 games are that failed in 2024? I mean, this one's up there. I would say also Concord.
Yeah, I'd say Concord. What's the one? Was it
Dustborn?
Dustborn. Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Dragon Age. That's 4. What other one really just flopped?
There's gotta unfortunately, Outlaws.
Oh yeah. Oh, Outlaws. Yeah.
Shit. You know what? Now I got to do the video. Now I have to do the video. There it is, right there. I'll do that one next week. What I'm trying to do right now is trying to work out a Star Wars top 5 video. Top 5 reasons it'll fail next year too. Disney Star Wars. I've been putting it together in my head since last week, and I've got a bunch of different assets collected. So I need to kind of organize it exactly how I want to do each 5 points, because each one is equally bad, but I want them to organically lead into each other. So I'm kind of still putting it together because I feel as though it's a good subject matter. But now I got to do the top 5 video game. We it took us 3 seconds to list them, and wow, yeah. So you look at it like that. You got this game failed because this is live service at its worst, is what this game was.
Oh yeah,
live service at its worst.
Well, not only was obviously there was the woke elements, but I don't think that's what kept people away from it. It was just a shitty game. Every freaking character used a gun, so they all were essentially the same character. When you have like an ensemble kind of game like this, you want each character to be distinctive so that you can play through multiple times, so you can have, ooh, I like this character, but I also like using this character. They all just were, it was a shooter, and they just added characters in it was just lame.
I think the other reason also is that it was insulting.
It
insulted every single hero for really no reason. I mean, this is supposed to be Arkham Batman, and literally one of Kevin Conroy's last recorded efforts, and it was a complete insult. They insulted Superman. They insulted the Flash. Didn't
they pee on Green Lantern? Was it Flash?
I think it was Boomerang Man peed on Flash.
Oh, was it Flash?
I think it was Flash.
Yeah,
I think it was Flash. Yeah, peed on. Yeah, peed on. Yeah. So it's no wonder this thing failed. I'm surprised it took this long. I mean, it came out. It came out in February.
I believe so. I believe it was February. No, it was after February. When was it?
I'm looking up. Let me look it up. Suicide Kills Justice League. I could type release date. Came out February. I was right. February 2nd.
It was?
I was right. February 2nd.
It's been out that long? Crap.
Yeah. Almost a year. It didn't survive a year. They're shutting it down. Now, I'm sure that just means support. So if you have if you're some idiot that actually plays and enjoys this game for whatever brain dead reason, you could still play it. You just can't play in online mode anymore. Is that what that means, right? I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
Yeah. You still have the game. They're just not. Yeah. They're not going to support it anymore.
No more seasons. No more chapters. No more extra characters. No more story. It's just done.
Yeah, it's a dead game. The only thing you're going to have is if you want to play the story mode. And
you know what? Let's check it out on Steam chart. Let's take a look. Side Squad Steam charts. Let's check this out. Let's look at the. That's not the real one. That's not the one I want. Here we go. Here's the right one. I know how to use internet. I'm smart. Okay, here we go. So here it is. 1 year. It's on 6 months max. Okay, max. Here's when it launched. Look at this. This thing was DOA. Within a month, it hit rock bottom and it never recovered. And it had a spike this past couple weeks, I guess, because of slightly new content. But that's it. I mean, look at that. Most had like only 70, 60, 50 people playing at points. Let's go back to the max. Look at this. I would say, we know Dragon Age has been bad, but this honestly, I think this might have to take number one. If I do, I have to decide how I'm going to order these. I think this might have to take number one just by its number of failures for a year.
Well, the reason you'd think Dragon Age, is it doing better in numbers at this point still, or?
You know what? Let's see.
Because I was going to say, at least Dragon Age, you have the fact it's part of a franchise and stuff. This is like an offshoot of Arkham. So I don't know if it... you think it wouldn't carry as much.
Here's Dragon Age. Current... Oh, wow. It's only got 7,000 playing right now. Yeah, but here's the thing. If we go back, let me... want to show my history in case I looked at porn recently.
He's
I don't know. I don't remember.
all, that's a completely different 2 girls, 1 cup.
Hey, I'm a man. I have needs. And I only have a relationship with my hands. So let's look at this. This thing peaked at only 13,000. So if we go by raw numbers, Dragon Age Veilguard was more successful by raw numbers.
Jeez.
This thing peaked at 13,000 and got as low. I saw at one point on here, 57.
Yeah. I would say this is even bigger failure than that. Then obviously,
but then again, we know the budget on this one. But you have to look at budgets. Now it's hard to, in the long run, I think Dragon Age Veilguard may end up being a bigger failure because of the amount of money that was spent on this. I mean, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I think it was only in production for 3 or 4 years. I don't think it wasn't in developmental hell. Dragon Age was, I was already on Dragon Age. Dragon Age was in production for a decade and has costs that are just astronomical. So in the long run, Dragon Age might be a bigger disaster because it might actually end up destroying BioWare.
Yeah, but you kind of have to judge them on what the information you have, not what will be or might be.
Yeah.
And right now it looks like this is the bigger flop, but I agree with you that Dragon Age could end up a lot less, especially because how much it's going to cost them. Like you said, it's going to cost its failure is going to cost the company more money than this is going to cost them. So
I mean, this was a cheap game by all accounts. It looked cheap, it felt cheap. They didn't work very hard to make it. Dragon Age, for everything it is, they worked hard on making that game a piece of shit. They worked hard on making it bad. So I mean, that's something I guess if I make this video, I will go into is that I think in the long run, Dragon Age will take number 1. Even I mean, because look at the other ones. You got Outlaws. Let's bring up Outlaws. Bring up Outlaws. Outlaws. What? That's not the chart. Where's the chart? There we go. Price. What? That's not how it works. Do it the way I want it. Why didn't I do it the way I did it with this one? Oh, wait. I had to hit chart. Okay, let's try that again. I don't do this well. I'm bad at things. I told you I'm not operating on all cylinders today. Brain just hasn't.
I don't hold it against you, man.
Yes, you do. You secretly feel the shame that you're here and I'm acting like this. Now, well, actually, no, we can't really use Outlaws Steam comparison because it was already out for 3 months when it hit Steam. I just remembered that.
Yeah,
it was already out for 3 months. So, but I mean, Outlaws, we don't have hard numbers of failure, but this is what it launched on Steam, and we know it was one of the most expensive games Ubisoft has ever made, and it was the one of the most expensive marketing campaigns they ever had. Now we could bring up Dustborn and Concord, but we know what those numbers look like.
Yeah.
They never got off either. Thing is, though, I think didn't Sony dump $300 million into Concord?
Oh, I never saw the numbers on it.
I think
I would say this Veilguard and Suicide Squad, they crashed shortly after takeoff. Dustborn and
Concord never.
Yeah, they never even got off the ground. They crashed on takeoff. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to judge.
400 million.
Oh,
God. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. You take this is why this has to be a nuanced video. You can't just go by raw numbers because when you see that they sunk $400 million into Concord and didn't even get a percentage of that back in sales. Oh,
yeah. Like I said, it's hard to do it because there's the metrics you have to go through on how much money, all that stuff. It's going to take you time to figure out who you would say.
I have to make a metric on how to rate these failure.
Criteria.
There has to be a rating of each one and how bad they fail, because this one may have cost a bunch of money, but nobody freaking played it. Nobody even gave the time to make it look like it got horrible reviews. No, it was just dead at DOA on arrival. It didn't even last a week. Didn't it get shut down in like 2 weeks? Within a week, it was shut down.
And I don't think they freaking put too much into advertising it. But with Suicide Squad, they advertised the shit out of that for its failure.
Yeah.
So there's also that you could consider. I just know that this is probably easily, actually, the worst year for games, man. Everything
AAA
was
games.
awful. Yeah.
A lot. There've been a lot of AA indie successes out there.
Yeah, I would say that. AAA games, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of them didn't do well, but they were mired by outside controversy, because I know, and because you're about to start playing them, so we can talk about it a little bit. Final Fantasy Rebirth, second game in the remake series. It was a really good game, but there was a lot of controversy surrounding Square Enix, so that got mired in that controversy, and it did not hit the numbers that they wanted it to, even though fantastic game, great gameplay, great story, the characters, it has all the charm of the original and expands on it even more. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And then you add in arguments within the fandom of we didn't need it, that kind of stuff. So a great game that got mired in other shit. What else was really good that came out? Damn. What set like Concord? I mean, a lot of people did that. A lot of people bought Concord for saying, "Look, I've got this piece of shit. It's going to become its value will be in that as one of the worst games ever made." And nobody played it. Not that you have it and it's something that's people want to ever play or open up, but ooh, yes, damn. We forgot about Helldivers too.
Yeah. The thing with Helldivers though is I would say it did get fully up, like as far as if you still get with the plane analogy, it would have done better if it was the devs that fucked it up. It was the PlayStation deal and the devs, and they messed it up. But till that point, it was going strong, man. People were playing that like crazy. So I don't know if I'd put it as the same thing.
It came out in February as well. I mean, it had that banger start, like Kel says.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was the devs, but it was more so the whole team with that one. It was the community managers. It was Sony being stupid and retarded with the whole not telling everybody. Because I still hold, if Sony had told everybody up front that they'd have to use a PSN account to get in, people would have been fuck you, but there wouldn't have been any controversy. It just wouldn't have been an initial upfront fuck you. We're not going to waste our time with that. I still think I don't think, but it was that last second controversy that locked people out of the game and didn't let people get their money back. That's what did it. And then the response of the devs and the community managers fighting with the gamers, with the fans, that thing. And also the game, even though as recently as a couple weeks ago when I uploaded one of our Starship Trooper sessions onto my gaming channel, somebody still said Helldivers 2 is better. That's fine. If you like it, that's better, but nobody's playing it anymore. Well, right now, 21,000 people. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's peak when it was jamming between the beginning of spring and most of and up until right around here is where the controversy started to happen. In May. And I had predicted that by the time it would have gotten to around here, it would have dropped down then anyway, because the developers were not set up to have, in my opinion, this is my opinion now, they were not set up for longevity with this game. They had X amount you could do and didn't really have a roadmap in mind. And then they kept nerfing shit and they kept adjusting stuff, and it was pissing people off, and a lot of pay to play with it too. There's a lot of stuff you could buy and this and that, and I think that rubbed some people the wrong way. Even without the controversy, by the time I got to the summertime, I think it would have petered out all on its own. Maybe a little later, but it was never. This game was never going to be an all timer, in my opinion. Despite the fact that everybody was having fun with it in the start, because a lot of people got bored with it real quick, if I remember. So not a lot, but a few, a decent amount.
That's why I wouldn't purchase the freaking Starship Troopers game, because like the second I was all like, okay, maybe I'll get this Helldivers. When everyone stopped playing it, I was like, oh damn, I barely missed purchasing it for no reason.
Like Cloud bought Helldivers right as it crashed. And yeah, you see, Kel just confirmed. Yeah, that's what I said. The pay to play stuff got out of control with the Helldivers monetization. Now, Starship Troopers is a little bit different. The game, we're still playing it. We've just kind of throttled back a little bit because we're not sure what they did with the bugs. You were watching us the other weekend we were playing because you were in Discord with us. There's something going on with the bugs, and they need to rebalance the bug threats or the bug intensity during defense because it's out of control and it's unwinnable. Now, if they told us it was part of an event where the bugs are being resurgent and pushing back against our initial wins for the first couple of months, fine. Then at least we know it's part of the story. But they haven't said anything, at least not to my knowledge. They haven't said anything. But the game is still fun. We still find a way to play. Like playing Horde mode is still fun. We're still having a great time just in Horde mode. And we can go to Borealis and we can sort of get a couple wins here and there. So we're still enjoying it. We're still playing it at least once, maybe twice a week, depending on what's going on. And I'm sure, I won't be surprised if Dermy wants to play it on Saturday again this weekend. I won't be surprised. But I'm not streaming it. When we're only Saturday game I'm streaming is Among Us. It's the only one I'm going to stream because we're kind of all situated into a gaming mode. I am not allowing insane discussions to get on my channel again. I'm not doing that again. If you were there, you know. That shit ain't happening. Not again. I would. That was annoying and dumb. But for Dark Tide, single Dark Tide stream. So I think we're just diversifying a little bit right now. I mean, Dark Tide's been out for a year on PC, but it just came out for consoles this past month or the beginning of this month.
I saw some of it. People, streamers playing it, and so I've seen it.
Yeah, that's why I saw people play it before. So even though I never played it until this past Saturday, I knew sort of what I was getting into. But actually playing it, you have to get the understanding. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I look forward to playing it off and on. I mean, I wouldn't mind if we play it tomorrow night. We'll see if we can get a team together. Because honestly, it's best played with friends. Going in with randos kind of sucks because they're not going to stick together. They're going to wander off. Oh, there's Samuel. Hello, Samuel.
Greetings.
We're talking gaming failures and how things are going to keep going. We're talking. We're back on. We've come back forth. We're on Dark Tide right now. Before we go further, go any farther, how are you? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Figured I'd drop in and I'm here to spread some cheeks. I mean, joy.
Hey, however you want to spread joy is up to you. I left it purposefully, a very undefined method of joy spreading. See, I just want to make people smile.
Should we go back to the lotion conversation now that Sam's here?
Listen, he's got a lot of tentacles. That I don't want to know how much lotion or oil Samuel has to go through. I don't want to know.
Here's the thing.
Like as much baby oil as Puff Daddy.
Yeah, everybody keeps assuming that space squid means there's a finite number of tentacles. No. An eldritch horror can have as many tentacles or as few tentacles as it desires at any given moment.
I don't want to have this conversation. I don't know. The thing is, I don't have the brain capacity to be quick-witted with this tonight. I'm like this much here. My brain is tired. I mean, like I said earlier, after doing prophecy today, my brain is just tired because I had to process it. Every show's been an hour long, and it's mind-numbingly bad. They get just a face dancer at the end of today's episode.
A face dancer.
Yeah.
Is that like a face?
Is that as dirty as it sounds?
No, a face dancer is a shapeshifter. It's a shapeshifter.
Okay.
And it's just, why did you? It doesn't make any sense to have a face dancer knowingly a member of this of the Bene Gesserit. It just doesn't. First of all, the face dancers haven't even got the Bene Tilax are first experimenting making face dancers at this point. They haven't. Watch the video. Watch the review. Anyway, back to Dark Tide. Yeah, so we're having fun with that, and I think we'll still be having. I think Starship Troopers Extermination will keep going. I don't know how many people are playing across everything. I mean, I guess we could look on Steam here, but I'm playing on console.
Dark Tide is the is a 40K property, right?
Yeah.
Hasn't that one had like live service shit going for like a few years now?
Well, Extermination was in beta for about a year for early access, and it went full game about 2 months ago. So here it is on Steam. Well, when it's been out here for a year, and it's had spikes. I mean, it's not. This is a mid-level game. It's not anything crazy. And those of us who are playing it are having a really good time when we're playing it. And this is just Steam. It just came out on console, which saw it get a rise. I still really like it. We just need to figure out what the hell they're doing with those bugs right now, what the throttling on their aggressiveness is at the end of each mission. So we'll probably come back on Friday again at the usual time between FNT and Ballbusters, and we'll see how it looks. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Dermy wants to play it Saturday since he missed out on everything because he went to a gay slumber party last weekend. He said I had to go to something for work, and we know what Dermy's work is. So
yeah.
Anyway,
he lays his head on a pillow as he sucks the.
No.
Face down so he can bite it real good.
Oh, I accept that. It's okay. All right. It's making fun of Dermy. It's fine. So yeah, I guess I'm leaning towards making that top 5 worst video games of the year video. Maybe I'll do that next week. Yeah, that's right, Weasel. We've earned our citizenship. I'm not giving it up. Earned it. Anyway. All right, so that was that. That was a good little warm up. Now Sam's here. We got more stuff to talk about though. We have no need for randomization of shit tonight. I got stuff. Let's do stay in video games. No, we're going to TV now. TV and movies. So let's start with this one. Let's start with something nice that was once nice, and in my opinion, great things should be left alone, especially because it didn't end in the best way because they took it one step too far. Like you can kind of have a cutoff point. Did you guys watch Scrubs back in the day?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Off and on. I wasn't like every week type thing. It's random.
Now, I loved Scrubs. I watched it from the beginning. I watched it all the way through its original run before it changed stations and went 2 more strange seasons. I stopped there because it had a perfect ending, where it gave you a snapshot into everybody's future and this and that, and everybody got happy endings. It was nice, fun, and the humor always maintained. Well, they're doing a revival, or they say reboot,
really?
But they say reboot, but it's once again this is shill rant, so they don't have a proper grasp of the English language. It's a revival. If they're trying to get the original cast back, it's a revival, which means they would pick it up. No.
Yeah, I would leave this shit alone. They got I just would have left it alone. I think you're right though, because I watched it mostly after it had already aired. I watched it when Netflix was still like mailing DVDs out to people and shit.
Oh wow.
So I think the first like 6 or 7 seasons that way, but I don't think I ever finished the series.
You don't have to.
And it was fine. I enjoyed it, but it was a thing of its time, and they really need to not be updating this shit.
Yeah, I mean the original 7 seasons are fun, and they're great, and they have actual character stories and ups and downs and development, and it's funny. It's still funny. Some of my favorite comedic moments of that sitcom era are from Scrubs. And I used to then rewatch it on Comedy Central when Comedy Central used to be an actual network that showed funny things. They used to show that on repeat during evenings and afternoons. so I would leave it on. And I've seen Scrubs all the way through probably at least 10 times all the way through because of that. So I always enjoyed it. It was fun. And let it lie. This reeks of desperation is what it reeks to me.
The fingers look weird, almost like it's an AI picture, but I'm pretty sure that's a real one.
No, this is from the final seasons right there.
Like his finger looks weird as shit. Yeah. They do this every single time they try to tap into an old show, because instead of bringing it back on the premise that it was perfect the way it was, and that's why fans liked it, they come back and they say, how can we improve it? And since they can't improve shit without fucking crap up, that's what they do. It's just like when they wanted to do How I Met Your Mother. They're all, well, this time let's do it How I Met Your Father, and let's put a bunch of woke shit into it, and it is absolute crap. It's gonna be same thing here. They're gonna start injecting shit into it that's just gonna ruin what you guys remember about it.
Honestly, I see this going more the way of the Connors, where they fired the only reason anybody knows any of their fucking names 9 episodes in.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When this aired originally, it had equal representation of all sides of the arguments. Whenever they covered stuff and parodied stuff, made fun of stuff, every perspective was given and no side was better than the other. And it worked. It's that era where all points of view were allowed and all points of view were mocked and made fun of. And it was great. And it was funny.
Yeah, it was a fun show. It was a whole lot less funny to me personally after I worked in a hospital, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure if one actually works in a hospital, it is not so funny.
Dude,
but
I'm telling you, when they did the MRSA lockdown episode, I was like, I know their pain. This isn't funny at all.
Yeah. All I know is that I would play some clips, but I've gotten hit before for Scrubs clips from Comedy Central back in the day, so I'm kind of hesitant. But there was one of my favorite moments of all time is the kung fu fighting scene where they're competing for getting the attention because they're up for they're at the end of their residency, so they're looking for getting full-time jobs there. And one of the top surgeons left his briefcase behind, and they pick it up, and suddenly there's just like all these ninjas there, and they do kung fu fighting, and it's a fantastic parody scene where Turk and God, what's the dude bro's name? I forget his name. They're basically the Todd. The Todd. And
the Todd.
Whoa, and they're fighting it through there, and at the very end, Turk catches the briefcase, and Todd goes, "Betrayal 5!" Boom! And punches him out. And then Turk comes back to reality, and he's got the suitcase. And then the Todd comes out of nowhere and goes, "High 5, Betrayal 5!" And he does the same thing and takes the suitcase and takes it to the surgeon. I love that. It's one of my all-time favorite things. And then and then another one was it's just like a random thing where a hot chick comes in and somebody goes, "Hang on, I have to blow the booby horn." And he goes, "Boobies," and every male doctor in the hospital just stops suddenly and goes, "Hang on, gotta go, booby horn." And they're all just running to watch this chick with massive tits just walking down the hall. Somebody blows the booby horn. Listen, I am not surprised if Zach Braff is woke as hell, but
he's way past that. He's completely succumbed to that shit.
Yeah, but back in the day, it didn't translate through the show.
Yeah, and that's true, but it will now. That's the problem.
That's the thing. It would now. You're absolutely right. It would now. So let it. I mean, honestly, I don't know anything Zach Braff after Scrubs.
I think he did some voice acting. He plays a young version of the Wizard of Oz in, or no, not the Wizard of Oz, but he's in it in that one where. It was a few years ago. Disney did kind of like a prequel to Wizard of Oz, called The Wonderful World of Oz or some shit.
Are you talking Oz the Great and Powerful? No, that was
yeah, that one. Yeah, Zach Braff's in that. I just don't remember what role he plays. He might be one of the monkeys.
I watched that once on a whim on a late Saturday night when I had nothing else to do, and I only remember parts of it because I just remember sitting there watching it, saying, "Okay, evening entertainment sort of happened. I'm done."
It was all right for an evening's entertainment, but it wasn't memorable at all.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He's been in all those freaking internet commercials where they sing.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Thanks. Yeah, Kratos has it right. It was the James Franco movie.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I watched it, and I only did it because my kid made me do it. So
yeah, so it's not like Zach Braff has anything really going on, and if they come back, it will not be the same.
Mhm.
It won't be the same at all. So just why can't anybody come with anything new?
Because that would take creativity, and they lack it completely.
Yeah, Flop Sweat Ted is dead. I think the guy who played Kelso, Dr. Kelso, I think he's dead too.
Yeah, he is.
Who has two thumbs, doesn't give a crap? Bob Kelso. That's
Mhm.
Yeah, there was some really great character actors on that show too.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude played the janitor. He's still around. I mean, actually, he went on to have many years with that. With what's
The
her name
Middle.
from The Middle. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good show. I liked The Middle. That was fun. I like that show.
Yeah, he was
that
great in
good.
Scrubs. I really liked him.
Squirrel Army.
Yeah, him, Ted, Kelso, and Cox were like the best characters on their show.
Kelso's alive? I thought Kelso was dead. I guess I was wrong. I thought the guy who played Bob Kelso was dead. I take that back.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you,
like to your point about not being able to create anything new, I think to a degree, yeah, that was absolutely on the head about that. There just isn't that kind of talent making this stuff. It just doesn't exist. There's a vacuum of talent there. I'm not saying the talent doesn't exist somewhere, but it ain't right in TV. And the other thing is, like, honestly, man, there is some truth to there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's a derivative of something else at this point.
True. But listen, I will be the first to admit, my own stories, I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of things. But the trick is, can you put a new spin on it and make it feel new? And then can you take it in and then an original direction in terms of your own ideas? Everything's going to be based off something else. There's no escaping that at this point. We are hundreds, if not thousands of years into stories being told. But it's how you put a fresh spin on it and then add your own flavor and unique style to it that makes it worth your time and worth everybody else's time.
Right. So as an example of that, I watched a movie last night that I wasn't sure I was going to like. It turns out I did enjoy it for the most part, although I have to say the final, like 20 seconds of fucking screen time was nauseating because the camera kept doing that like spinny thing. But it was called Suitable Flesh, stars Heather Graham. And it is an adaptation of an H.P. Lovecraft, a lesser known H.P. Lovecraft story called The Thing on the Doorstep, which is about body swapping, which could have very easily played into like modern, trans ideology and shit like that. But they didn't really do that. And the thing is essentially this person who's been swapping bodies for so long that they forgot how long it's been, or even whether they were born as a man or a woman. It's more of an it at this point anyway, but it always jumps into men, and then it finds this chick and he gets into her during coitus. It's a whole thing where oh, did I cut out?
No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're banging
coitus.
they swapped bodies in the middle of sex, and like later on, he makes a joke. He's like, well, if anybody ever asks you if you tells you to go fuck yourself, you can honestly say that you have. And it's decided that it wants her body instead of like the young man's body that's just recently taken, because it's something new. Right. Not because it's like, I was always really a woman or whatever. They don't really go that route. It's just like, it's been doing this for so long. It's fucking bored and it wants to try something new. And it's never tried being a woman before. So it attempts to take over her life. It's an interesting, because it's hard to tell if it just wanted to be a comedy or if it wanted to go full horror. And when it gets like violent, it gets really violent. But when it's funny, it's actually pretty hilarious. And I guess my whole point is that the original story didn't really go into the whole gender shit. as an additive, as a unique spin on the old tale, although it easily could have, because the very concept very much lends itself to that idea.
Mhm.
And there are a couple of lines in it that are clearly mocking this kind of ideology at a certain point. But overall, I thought it was relatively well done, given that it was a low budget fucking horror movie. You know,
Well, I have to take your word
it's
for it, because you know that's not
right.
my thing at all. Yeah.
Right, but it's what I guess my point is short of describing the entire thing to you guys, which I feel like I just did. Sorry. It is possible to take something old, put your own spin on it, and not damage the original by doing so, and create something that can be enjoyed. It's just not often done these days,
and it's hard. And then again, and just bringing back the Scrubs, they say Braff and FaZe are coming back. The guys talk about Sarah Chalk in the chat there. She's not confirmed yet. Like you said, I think bringing back John McGinley, that would be rough, because the last thing I saw him in was at least 4 or 5 years ago. Did you guys see Stand Against Evil? Where he's
Stand Against Evil?
Stand Against Evil. He is a Midwestern retired cop who is basically fighting demonic shit in a small town. And it's John C. McGinley being John C. McGinley, a curmudgeon. It's hysterical. It got 2 seasons.
I saw part of that. I didn't see all of it.
They had 2 seasons. It was really uniquely funny. Yeah, but only because of John C. McGinley, because it's just it's his curmudgeon role, basically what he does and stuff. But he did it. But the thing is, he was looking old at that point. And the thing about Dr. Cox is that he's supposed to be old but virile. And I don't know if they can bring him back and make him work like that. It's just
the only way they could bring him back is to put him in Kelso's position.
True. Well, he was in Kelso's position at the end of the show.
Yeah,
he did take over as chief of medicine. So but I don't know. I haven't seen McGinley in anything since then. And last time that season aired, I think it was 19 or 20 with the second season. And it ended on a little bit of a weird cliffhanger note, because he accidentally changed time. He altered stuff, and I don't exactly remember, but it was really strange. I don't think it came back for a third season. At least I don't remember coming back for a third season. If it did, I'd watch it, because it was basically angry old man fighting demons. think like Ash, except mean.
Yeah, and I imagine not quite as stupid.
Not quite as stupid. No, not quite as stupid. No.
And Bruce Campbell, I mean that with as endearingly as possible, because I fucking love that character.
Oh no, Ashy Slashy is fantastic. But it basically is Stand Against Evil definitely was an Evil Dead. It's an Evil Dead ripoff completely, but they made it work. Just like you said, nothing's ever original. It definitely was Evil Deadish, but it was fun, because it was still, they took it and then they went in a different direction. Stan was competent. He wasn't an idiot. His team was competent. And even though he was the retired sheriff and a female took over as sheriff, she tried to be a girl boss, but quickly got in over her head and constantly had to call him for help with the weird shit happening. And it was fun. And then they brought in like the idea that the town, I think the town had been possessed by an old guy. I don't know. It's been a few years, but that was a fun one. But that's the last thing I saw John C. McGinley in. I haven't seen him in anything else since then. So I don't even know if he's acting anymore.
He might not be.
Yeah. So and Alpha Member brings it up at the Scrubs ended with that horrible spinoff, which I didn't even touch. I didn't touch it, because the final episode of the regular show ended perfectly. The flash forward, seeing everybody they're moving their lives forward, this and that, how they were going to age up. It gave me everything I wanted, and I didn't need anything else. So I hope they don't do it. And even if they do it, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
I think he's in a state of, I'm looking it up here. It looks like John C. McGinley's in a state of semi-retirement where he's not like actively pursuing it, but he's not against doing something new.
Okay, yeah. So, but generally, basically done, and that's fine. I mean, he's had a fun career, a lot of iconic stuff that he is known for. All right, so there's that. That's the TV end of it. Here's a movie announcement. There's 2 movie announcements that dropped. We'll start with the lesser one, and then we'll go to the bigger one. So we've learned that. Have you guys seen that show, The Bear, about that dude who cooks on the line?
About the kitchen show? No,
Yeah,
I've seen advertisements for it.
I've seen advertisements.
Yeah,
but it
I've never
interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but people apparently like it. But the dude who stars in it, he's in the Mandalorian Grogu movie apparently as Jabba the Hutt's spawn.
Oh dear
His
Christ.
son, Rhoda the Hutt. And here's the thing. That's completely pulling from the beginning of the Clone Wars, that horrible movie that they released where Jabba's son is kidnapped and Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka, when she's introduced, go to rescue him. Dave Filoni, folks.
See, every time I see this guy, this is one of the reasons I couldn't, because on occasion, I try not to do this, but on occasion, my brain ends up typecasting somebody in whatever memorable role I saw them in first, kind of thing. And part of the reason I couldn't watch The Bear is because I couldn't get past the fact that this kid will always remind me of the eldest brother in, what the fuck was the name of that show? It took place in the south side of Chicago. It was a remake of a British show about fucking poor white trash scamming the shit out of everybody.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It'll come to me. Emmy Rossum was in it. William H. Macy was in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah.
With William H. Macy,
Which was pretty good for the first like half of it, and then it gets stupid fucking wump. But I remember him. Shameless. Thank you, Kaylee Scope. Shameless. That's exactly. In that, I will never not see him in that role. It's never going to happen, and that's not his fault. I can't get past that shit, so I didn't watch The Bear.
I just wasn't interested in it. I have no interest. But the point is, so he's going to be voicing Rhoda the Hutt, which that's pure Dave Filoni. That's pure. This is Dave Filoni once more supplanting his garbage, using it to supplant real Star Wars. Again, I mean, there's not much more than this announcement to say, but this movie's gonna. It doesn't matter if this dude's in a popular show; it's just gonna be his voice. Because it's a Hutt. It's gonna be CGI'd. It's not even gonna be old school puppetry from Return of the Jedi. It's gonna be CGI Hutt. It's gonna be a voice. This doesn't change anything. This movie's still gonna be a disaster. I mean, this is going into. I mean, this is why I'm sort of glad I have been slow putting together this Star Wars video I'm doing, because every couple of days I get another piece of information that I need to slot in there. Why Star Wars is not going to do well, because just throwing people in here who are currently popular, and especially for a movie that doesn't, Mandalorian Grogu doesn't even have nostalgia going for it anymore. I mean, what possible thing can that movie even do to entice real Star Wars fans to come see it? None.
I don't know. You'd have to ask a real Star Wars fan on that one.
Well, I can tell you, nothing. There's nothing. This movie is a complete Dave Filoni. I don't want to say work of art, so we'll just say shit smeared on a canvas. That's all it is. It's not real. And as popular as this dude is right now, it's his voice. This dude ain't putting butts in seats. And this is how desperate they are, that this isn't they're pretending this is some sort of big announcement. Yeah, right. I don't know. I had to bring it up because we also learned, I don't actually have that pulled up, but I'm sure you guys saw that Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America for Doomsday.
No, I hadn't heard about any of that
Well,
stuff. Like I said, I kind of stopped paying attention, so I haven't heard any of this news.
I have to pay attention. It comes across my timeline, and I have to keep up to date on this shit. Maybe he's not Captain America, but he will be appearing in Doomsday.
Well, that's no surprise. I mean, they brought
Yeah.
back they brought back Robert Downey Jr. So of course they're gonna freaking try. They're gonna try to bring them all back. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to in like some way reassemble the original Avengers because they know no one gives a shit about what they're gonna bring for the new Avengers.
Oh, it's already back because we already know Black Falcon Captain America, which just had how long it is released. You guys want to take a guess how long Black Falcon Captain America is?
3 hours and 17 minutes.
2 hours 40 minutes.
Oh, so I was way off.
It's almost 3 hours, man. That movie is almost three hours.
I don't see it being successful.
Oh. I mean, we're gonna find success off of that because we're gonna roast the hell out of that thing.
You can in some movies, if the pacing sucks, you can certainly feel how long they are. I'll give you that. But I'm also coming from a point of view where I binge watch fucking TV shows all goddamn day
so
long.
do I.
3 hours ain't that big a deal.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. When I say almost 3 hours, I don't mean like, oh my god, I have to sit for 3 hours. I mean, oh my god, I have to watch this garbage for almost 3 hours. It's the content that makes it long, not the actual.
You
And
have to watch it.
yeah, it used to be a movie that's extra long could mean it just is that epic and that big, like Lawrence of Arabia, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays it means that they try to stretch the story way too much and it ends up being stupid at the end, like the Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh, it's going to end here because this is a great place to end. And no, you got another 30 minutes of, useless shit. Yeah. So I 3 hours, it doesn't need to be 3 hours. There's none of those superhero movies. You can't tell the entire story in less than 2.
At this point, yeah, especially because the people writing it are worthless. I mean, think like this: 3 hour things we're happy to sit through. Lord of the Rings extended editions. We're happy to sit through that, and we'd be even more happy if Peter Jackson put in the extra scenes that were still out there. We'd still be happy. Extra 20, 30 minutes. We'd be like, yes, fine. I'm going to sit through this. I'm going to be happy as a pig and shit. But you asked me to watch 3 hours of Dune Prophecy right now, I'm going to cry. In March, on March 13th, I'm likely going to have 3 hours because they're going to drop 3 episodes of Wheel of Prime at once again. They've done it every season so far. They're going to do it again. I'm going to cry because I got to sit down and watch 3 hours of that shit. Now, I'm not going to watch it back to back. I'm going to spread it out over 3 days. But that's painful because it's bad. It's terrible. And yes, Derby Fat. So it's that's what hurts. It's when it's bad and it's garbage that hurts. Honestly, if I wasn't already halfway through it, I didn't want to do the Dune Prophecy review today. I didn't want to do it because it's not like it's really turning the needle on the channel, but I'm committed to it at this point because not a lot of other people are doing it. So if anybody really is looking for it, I'm one of the only people out there giving a fair view. I'm not sucking HBO's dick over this shit. I'm telling it like it is and how bad it is. When it comes to this is why I'm gonna shift this back to something we talked about on Roundtable yesterday. I want the Harry Potter TV show to be good. I don't want them to fuck it up. I want to sit down and watch it. I'd rather do a light review and have panel discussions about how good it is rather than a full-on long-form negative review breakdown. I don't want to suffer watching this stuff. I want to enjoy things. Problem is just when it comes to actually things that are review worthy, because there's still a lot of TV out there, but some things are not reviewable and they're not in the category of things that get reviewed. A lot of it is just dog shit. It's terrible. And they make this shit an hour. I mean, if it's on HBO or Amazon, it's usually an hour long. Thank God Disney Plus is retarded and makes that shit barely half an hour most of the time. It's Skeleton Crew tomorrow night, probably going to be 25 minutes, 30 minutes at most. So you're in and out of there fast. But the rest of the shit, when it's an hour long, you sit down and you go, oh, I mean, when we were doing Rings of Power, it's an hour long. Why are you gonna do this? Because it's bloated. I mean, that's the thing about all this stuff they make. They only seem to be able to make television that is bloated now. Because I don't know how to make TV, so I don't know how you not make it bloated. But 42 minutes, man. They used to get shows done in 42 minutes.
Yeah, because they had to allow for commercial breaks.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we're on this Thursday. We're going to be talking about Stargate this Thursday on Nerdgasm, and that was 42 minutes, sometimes 43, but 42 minutes of glory. Although when I mentioned it this weekend, I don't think Jed is happy post season 7 watching it right now. I think he's falling into the category of people that became unhappy towards the end.
So
I don't know. I got that feeling.
Yeah. Well. You know what? I'll hold that till Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Also, Jed sometimes is a little too fucking critical. I'm just gonna put that out there.
And I love him for it. He balances me perfectly. Is the thing. He balances the way I review stuff perfectly. So it's a perfect balance. Hell, he gave Lion in Winter a 9.5 this weekend. So hey, he knows how to get it right when he has to. I gave it a 10 because I love that movie. It's a perfect movie for me. But yeah, so I don't know if they can make. All right, let me ask you this. Do you think, as we are now in this stabilized era of streaming television, because that's what it is, we are now in the era of streaming television. Cable is almost dead. Do you think they are capable, and by they I mean anybody at now, of making consecutive good television? Do you think it's possible? Like, just to have a season across the board of mostly good shows again, like we used to?
Sure, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Is it, all right, is it
likely?
All right, is it probable then?
No.
There was Samuel's resigning. Nah, man.
They do this every single time. We have the first season will come out. It's amazing. We're all psyched for the second season, and then they drop the ball. Like Reacher. Everyone loved season 1 of Reacher. It was amazing. It was great. The second season completely dropped the ball. It was.
I quit after 3 episodes. Also,
yeah,
because I had my own reasons, because it was right around there. I was actually letting him stockpile because I was going to marathon it at the end. But then Alan Richardson opened his retarded mouth, and I said, you know what? I don't need to keep watching this. Also, Serinda Swan, who I think is a beautiful woman. She did bra and panties is all I got, and I was very disappointed. It's like, oh, well, damn. That was it.
Why can't we get more nudity, damn it?
They put nudity in the first season.
Yeah.
We got the as Grant says, we got the boobies in the first season, and she is just stupidly beautiful. And I thought, oh damn, but no, her love scene with Reacher was just bra and panties. Like, oh, all right. That I was kind of hoping I'd get rewarded for saying through that, but probably not liking that. But also, I got bored, and then also Alan Richardson opened his fat mouth. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need season 3 either. Done.
I'm gonna continue watch it. I do think he needed to shut the fuck up, but I'm gonna continue to watch it. But that second season was such a bad drop off from how good the first season was. I'm gonna give it this third season. Hopefully they bring it back. They just dropped the teaser trailer for it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, well, we'll see. It's I guess it's supposedly based off of.
They just jumped the books
7.
around.
Yeah,
there's no chronological order going on here.
Season 1 was book 1. Season 2 was 12, I think. 11.
It was book
11
12.
or 12. Yes, it's one of them. And then this one's jumping back to like 6 or 7, I think. So but we'll see. Well, I'm like I said, I'm still hoping they can bring it back, but the second season was a complete drop off for me.
Yeah, I'm out. Now what I hope is when it comes back, I'm hoping Terminal List will be good. for a second
Yeah,
season.
that's
Now they're
another
following the
one thing.
books. They're not skipping around. They're going to the next book in that one, and I hope that'll be straight. But then again, we're still asking: is it probable? As I'll say, probable is impossible. Is it probable we can get when I say a season, I mean basically from January to December, because we're not. This isn't the era anymore of it's October, the new season of television starts. That era is over. That doesn't exist anymore. That used to be how in the world we lived in for 30 years, but that's not it anymore. Now it's from January to December. Can I get a year, a calendar year of consecutively good seasons of television? And I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking back on this year. Granted, I review a lot of garbage. I haven't, with the outside of anime, which is a separate category. Outside of Tulsa King, I cannot think of a single show that I honestly watched and enjoyed in my private time this year.
You know, the shit of it is is we are living in a time where these shows are having production values equal to movies. It wasn't like it used to be where you had movies were real high production, really good, and shows were always low production. And no, some of these shows are just equal to a movie in quality, and so we should be in a time where shows are just amazing, and yet we can't get a good one to save our damn lives. It's so disappointing that this is kind of where it's all gone.
Everybody enjoyed Penguin. I just didn't care, so I don't count that as, for me, that doesn't count as being good because I didn't watch it because I didn't care about it at all. I'm not saying it isn't good. It wasn't in my to-do list, and it probably won't be either.
And
But I mean,
Sasquatch keeps telling me to watch that, but I don't really do crime shit. And without Batman, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
I mean, now for a lot of people, thirsting over that chick was part of it. I personally shouldn't really do it for me, but
That's what Pornhub's for, guys.
Anyway, well, I'm sorry if the topics are depressing tonight, Kratos. That's what the news was today. I don't have any.
Oh, so sorry.
Somebody wants to take us down a nerd thing. I mean, we still got at least an hour show left here. I'm happy to be taking down another path here. I'm just going down the topics I could put together today. It's what's happening, and we had some good video game talk. I mean, we'll talk more good video game stuff, I'm sure, but we need to be taking down those paths. It's just getting behind my shoulder. Damn it. Well, I'm sure there were shows that are underrated, but just nothing that I personally enjoyed. The type of things I like. There was no thing that jumped out for me. Tulsa King season 2 was it for me. I know people talking about this Landman show. Personally, I do not like Billy Bob Thornton. I do not enjoy him. So that's an automatic negative for that show for me. I find him abrasive and annoying, and he always is basically the same character. It's one of the. Go ahead.
Yes and no. I think he works better as a secondary character rather than the front man. Like, did you ever see that Bruce Willis movie called Bandits?
Yes,
with him and Billy Bob Thornton.
Kate Blanchett.
That was good.
I think Billy Bob was great in that opposite Bruce Willis and Kate Blanchett. I love that fucking movie, but you get something like Sling Blade, which gets blown out of proportion, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever!" When it isn't. It's Grapes of Wrath, but without the balls. Sorry, it's garbage. Always has been. Then yeah, I see. Like I didn't really like Bad Santa very much. He's not good as the front man. He is great as the second fiddle.
I just don't enjoy him. I've watched a lot of his stuff over the years, and he simply doesn't do it for me. Especially if he has to be the lead, it's not enough for me. That I'm not interested in that. Even though I know Taylor Sheridan is the thing for television now, and some people will watch any one of his shows. I'm not necessarily going to do it because of that. So it's rough. I mean, honestly, I'm in a mode where I'm watching the same movie over and over again, just because it's acting as kind of background to other stuff I'm doing. But it's for some reason it's just making me feel comfortable. You know, we're also at the time in another 3 or 4 weeks. The fall anime season will end, so I'm going to have a good 10 or 12 anime shows to watch. That'll keep me busy going into January. So I got that coming for me. My routine on that one. And some good ones.
Sam.
So,
Sam.
Yo.
I likes the way you talk.
Oh, Jesus. You guys want to be alone?
No, not at all. Not at all. Do not leave me alone in a room with this man right now. Nothing good will come of that.
Oh, man. I feel dark. All right. I've got one more. Both of these are depressed. I'm sorry. Both my remaining topics are depressing. I can hold off on one, put it away for later, but there is kind of one I do want to talk about because it could have been great. And if this is true, then it's a goddamn shame. So let's bring this up and we'll have God damn it. Things stop doing the lower the let's bring this up and let's talk about this. And maybe we'll go off on a tangent from that. So Park Place exclusive. Nintendo Cinematic Universe may be falling apart behind the scenes.
Ooh.
All right, let's read this. Once viewed as the greatest potential threat to Disney's animation empire, the nascent Nintendo Cinematic Universe is looking to already be off the rails for reasons that are not all too surprising. It's time for an exclusive look at why and how Universal's big plans are falling apart in a big way. Now, remember, this is Nintendo, Universal, and Illumination, who were the ones behind making the Mario movie. Before we keep going forward, now, when all this started, what would to you guys be the simplest path to victory for a Nintendo Cinematic Universe? What do you think?
Probably Smash Brothers.
As an end goal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. It would be like their Avengers going Smash Bros. I think they just stay in the course, just stay true to the characters. That's what they did with Mario, and look how successful it was. But especially since we're at the end of the DEI kind of craze that we've seen, or total mental collapse, you think that they would be like, okay, now it's safe. We're going to just continue what we did with Mario and be successful. So I wonder if that's where it's coming from.
I mean, I can't be now. Got to remember, I am an old Nintendo guy. We're talking. I tapped out at the N64, came back for GameCube a little bit, came back for the Wii a little bit, and obviously I've got a Switch behind me. But I am not a hardcore Nintendo drone, to use the term. I don't just buy into it, but I appreciate Nintendo's existence and I appreciate what they do well. That being said, I never was into Smash Bros. So I require a perspective like you guys presented, that Smash Bros being an ultimate objective, which makes sense. I can understand it makes sense, and I accept that. To me, the path to victory would have been, you had started Mario. Go right to Mario 2. Make a sequel. Make a solid sequel. Base it on sort of following, in my opinion, sort of the original video game ideas, like bringing the Koopa Kids from Mario Brothers 3 to bust out Bowser. That would have been brilliant. You could introduce the Koopa Kids. Would have been fun. Would have been great. And, let's not have Donkey Kong, because F Seth Rogen. F him. Get him out of there. Then, Zelda. Not the live action nonsense that Dermy keeps insisting will be fine. No. Animated Zelda. Now, we've had conversations.
It's got a huge fan base. I see that.
Yeah. And now there's a debate to be had. Where do you start? Do you start at Skyward Sword? Do you start at Ocarina of Time? And
no, you start with the original.
Here's what I'm saying. If you start with the original, but then I would say I would want to start with Link to the Past, but Link to the Past is part of the Ocarina of Time fail thing. There's a whole lot of problems with the Zelda timeline. There's a whole discussion we had on where do you start. We've had those discussions, but we're gonna shelve that for now. So, but Zelda would have been the next most marketable franchise because every Zelda game is a success. So you have a built-in fan base frothing at the mouth. After that, it's not a giant success, but I think it would work. Metroid. Make a Metroid movie. Samus Aran fighting aliens. Can't go wrong.
I think that one's going to be a harder sell, actually.
Well, if you're 3 movies in to the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, you might be able to sell it. If you're 3 movies in,
maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, at that point, you're going to want like early Marvel-esque stingers, like when fucking Nick Fury shows up at the end of the first Iron Man kind of shit, because otherwise there's nothing cohesive to bring them all together.
Yeah. I mean, you need to start doing stuff that promotes the universe. Like Fredo's saying here, you have to do stingers, and that's going to do it. Metroid and other popular things. Star Fox would, I think, also be a winner too, although I don't know how much one. But Metroid is the 4th movie would have worked, I think, because everybody's invested now. So, but to me, that was a roadmap for success. You stick to the basics and have some fun. Now, I think I heard, and I don't know what's attached to it, I heard mention today of a Mega Man show. I heard mention of a Mega Man show. Mega Man could have been a way to go.
There used to be one, I think.
Well, there was a cartoon. There were several Mega Man shows and of varying degree, but I'm like a new one. Another one now. Like there was a Mega Man one based on the original games. It was like a Sunday morning show. Really bad. He had the arm cannon on the wrong arm. That's how bad it was. There was like the NT one, the digital one for a while, but
I could see them doing a live action Mega Man before they do a live action Zelda, I think, and have a quality to it. But
Mega Man, because Mega Man's a little cyberpunky. So it'll kind of work. Anyway, so getting off track. So let's get back to this. That would have been my roadmap for success. Stick to your major points, about 5 or 6 movies of major IPs that Nintendo owns, and then go to Smash Bros. Would have worked.
Well, they could even just throw a couple of the smaller franchises in there as just
Sprinkles in the Smash Bros.
Sprinkle them in, like
Pokemon. You could throw Pokemon easily into a Smash Bros. No
well,
problem.
they already
in there.
They already have. They're doing the second to Detective Pikachu, so they already, and that's they could just kind of piggyback off that and have that build into it.
You're right. You don't need full movies for some of the smaller franchises. Because I don't think anybody's going to sit through a Kirby movie, but everybody would like to see Kirby in a Smash Bros. Movie. They'd be okay with that. It would work. Point is, that's the road back to victory. So let's see what this report now says here. An insider who has reached out in the past with exclusive and specific information that has proven to be true is back in touch with us this week regarding the NCU. As the Super Mario Brothers movie was taking off even pre-release, we're told that Universal was feeling very positive about the ongoing relationship with Nintendo that could create their own Marvel-style animated empire, guaranteed to be lucrative for a decade or more because you would be feeding it to kids. And that's what made Mario 1.3 million success. The kids went back to see it over and over again. Though Nintendo's leadership had been difficult to work with in the past for Hollywood executives, and rightfully so, after prior Nintendo movies have been so odd, Universal and Illumination discovered that working with the Japanese gaming giant could be a breeze if America Megacorps played the rules Nintendo wanted in place. Basically, character brand integrity came before anything else, and wholesome Universal storytelling was acquired every step of the way. That feeds into what we were talking about. Stick to your meat and potatoes. Don't be putting no weird shit on my plate. None of the frou-frou fancy tofu crap. Just hamburger, french fries, side of onion rings.
Luigi doesn't have to be struggling with his gender identity.
Yeah. And Mario doesn't need to be pegged by Peach. All right. For Nintendo, we're told that the relationship with Illumination is bringing Mario to life on the silver screen was seen as more of a side project Whereas Hollywood might covet the Nintendo characters in a way that almost no other brand can compare, Nintendo was largely the same with or without the hit movie. The revenue for Nintendo video games dwarf anything they might see out of theatrical releases. True. Video games are immensely more profitable than movies. Immensely more profitable when they're hits. Especially Nintendo, which keeps their budgets pretty low. And it's all done, a lot of it's done in-house. So they're weird. They're like I always said, like when we describe the different corporations, Nintendo's the dude in the corner doing weird shit, and you see him, but you know if you leave him alone, he's gonna do something really cool eventually. So you just let him be in his corner doing his weird shit. Despite the tremendous success of Mario Brothers movie, it now seems that Universal's plans for the NCU have run into an immovable obstacle. Though Illumination could have offered Nintendo an opportunity for a new theatrical release every single year, our source claims that Nintendo leadership have stalled on greenlighting any projects other than Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel and a Metroid movie that is tenuous and would need script approval. The live-action Legend of Zelda movie has been approved under a separate deal with Sony, which may have further soured efforts by Universal to partner with Nintendo for a long-term movie relationship. And there is the biggest problem. Live-action Zelda is... I don't care how much Dermy whines. This movie is not a guaranteed success and could go all kinds of wrong.
Well, of course Dermy was going to be psyched about a movie about a twink running around with no pants on.
I think I made a meme to that effect last year somewhere. I don't remember what I did with it.
Yeah, we don't need Tom Holland Link.
Or Twink.
Point is, we had this debate a lot. I don't think this was a good decision. Not because it broke from the momentum of the animation. Execs of Universal were reportedly very displeased that they were negotiating an animated Zelda film to little avail, while Shigeru Miyamoto quietly sought after a script and dealt with the Japanese company Sony for a live-action competitor. And there it is, because that's the dude who made Zelda. And I have to blow my nose real quick, so say something.
Something
else.
Something. Do you ever play the Spider-Man 2 game on the PS2? Because like they had these like little things that you had to find, and they were all voiced by Bruce Campbell. And after you collected all of them, you could go back to them, and they'd just say something different, but with a different inflection.
No.
Bruce Campbell recorded like 260 different inflections just for that.
Okay. Still, beyond missteps, the heart of the delayed interest could be the worry by Nintendo that going forward with the Nintendo Cinematic Universe would entangle them in a business that they're ultimately not fully controlling. Hollywood needs Nintendo far more than Nintendo needs Hollywood, and that is true. As Kratos just said, I'd rather have it stop than not happen at all. Then, if Nintendo's not going to be committed to it and committed to making a quality product, then just don't do it. Then don't do it. Don't bother at all. Just keep making the games.
Because the fact is, unless they're willing to sit there and hold Sony's hand the whole time and really make sure that they stick to the contracts and not ruin their characters. If their heart's not in it, they're gonna be like, okay, we trust you guys, and they're gonna go back to playing with their original toys, and that's when you have these movies go off the rails and become shit.
Yeah.
The only way they're gonna stay good and consistent is if Nintendo's seen there going, no, you're not gonna do that with our character. You're not gonna do that with our character. You're gonna stick to the story because that's the story we've, yeah, like I said, and we know they would.
I don't see Nintendo doing that though. I mean, aside from handhelds, they haven't put out a quality fucking gaming system since the GameCube. I'm sorry. They're not that invested in quality at this point. What they're invested in is money. They know they have a built-in fan base. They know that because they target a wider demographic age-wise, they're not hurting at all, you know, and they're not going to be hurting. Even if these movies do bad, right? They're not going to hurt the brand so much that Nintendo's games are going to go out of business. That's
it
not
wouldn't
gonna
hurt the
happen.
brand
So,
at all.
Oh no,
yeah.
Hurt the brand at all.
no, but
So
what
I
I'm-
don't think they care so much as, you know, they're just like, yeah, here, go ahead, use our characters, make a bunch of money, and then give all that money to us. That's all they care about. They're not going to give a shit about anything else.
No, they're very protective of their licenses and what people do with them. They're not going to let Sony, like I said, trans freaking Luigi. They're just not. They're going to control that and say no. That's not the character you wanted to rent.
No, it needs to be Waluigi.
The problem you're going to have is when they do these cinematic universes, you have multiple movies, and that takes a shit ton of time and a shit ton of effort, which means they would have to have a participation in a lot of pies and a lot of work to it. Could they sustain that? The Sony's fine with it. That's their thing. Doing movies, that's what they're there for. With Nintendo, this would be a side project to the gaming. And so will they sit there and watch over everything being done, saying, no, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, this is not the story that, you know, Mario has. Are they going to put in that effort, or at some point are they going to be like, we're putting all this money into it and it's taking time and we're just not that interested? And like I said, then the laxness comes in, and that's when you have a thing like any studio would, where they take it over and end up effing the damn freaking franchise. Which
is why when it comes to the Sony project with the Zelda live action, I question a lot of stuff. But that's with Universal Illumination, it was a different thing. They were hands-on. We know they were hands-on with the Mario movie, as it just told us.
Yeah.
But Sony's a different deal, and we'll see how that goes. And I don't have a lot of faith and trust in that. But with Universal, Universal is forced to take a much more cautious approach with the company that created Donkey Kong. But when you hold all the cards the way Nintendo does, they can do or not do whatever they want. For now, their focus appears to be more on theme park experiences they can better control with less effort. Unfortunately, that may mean an Avengers-style Super Smash Bros. Movie may never happen. The winner in all this is the beleaguered Paramount. While they have far less resources, the chance for a partner with Sega for a Sonic movie franchise is proving to be one of the few gems the company can count on. Even better, Sega is keen to work with Paramount as sales for Sonic X Shadows Generations exploded off the movie's buzz. More than 1 million sales within 24 hours of launch. Hey, that's damn good. These sorts of collaborations work well for both companies and could be industry defining as Nintendo shies away from the giant movie franchise model that Universal was hoping for. Sega might not have the same roster of well-known brands, but that might not be a horrible problem if Sonic can help lift attention for potential films like Shinobi, Panzer Dragoon more. Ooh, a Panzer Dragoon movie. That would be cool. That'd be good. And here the thing is, though, with Sega, you don't have to worry about having a connected universe because there's nothing that connects. You don't need it. You could just make the movie, let it stand on its own. And Sega has a few properties I'm sure they could pull together. They might still have the rights overall. Like I said, a Panzer Dragoon. Who wouldn't want to see dude flying on a dragon fighting mecha? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. People dig that. People definitely dig that.
Yeah.
And how long might it be until Sonic gets to the theme park business again? Probably not a question we'll be asking very long. The better question is who will be getting a Green Hill Zone theme park expansion one day? Man, I know that might get the Melees to a theme park if they did a Sonic theme park, because the Melees love Sonic. That'd be nuts for people who love that to run around on the Sonic zones. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, so there it is. It's not so much a problem that they can't. So what we laid out, it's not a problem if they're not willing to go the correct route. It's the fact that what it seems that Nintendo doesn't give a shit. They're basically being Nintendo. They're ignoring the rest of the world and just sitting in their corner doing their thing. And they don't care if they get caught touching themselves or scratching their ass or picking their nose. They don't care. Because they know, like you said a minute ago, They put out a Pokemon game, millions sold, millions upon millions. Doesn't matter if people were angry with the last one. They're still going to go buy the next Pokemon game. Look at Cloud. Cloud will buy it every damn time. So will Dermy. They'll buy it every damn time, no matter how annoyed they were.
I don't know if that's a ringing endorsement.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, it is.
It's the truth. People will buy they will buy Pokemon games. They will buy the next Mario game. They'll buy it in a second.
Oh yeah.
Next Zelda game, the next. Now Metroid doesn't sell well. We know that there are numbers to that. Metroid doesn't sell well, but the hardcore Metroid fans always buy it. Nintendo will have its wins. It'll make its money for very low overhead. That's the thing. A Switch game, low overhead. And listen, in about 6-7 months, Nintendo's for a moment will be king of the field when they announce Switch 2. Or I'm in the camp of Super Switch. I'm in the camp of Super Switch. I think it's a better name.
Well, look at you're right about the Pokemon thing, man. Look at the last game where they literally said we're like taking away half the Pokemon or something like that, and it's still sold. People still bought it, even though they essentially said they're gonna take away half the Pokemon you love. Yeah, there's nothing they could do to get those fans to like fully abandon that.
Yep.
Oh, this is the same franchise. Didn't they fuck up everybody's character models too?
That was Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
that
Go.
Was Pokemon
yeah.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still in that franchise, and people still play the fucking thing, no matter how pissed off they get at it.
We listened to Cloud bitch about it for a month, but he's still out there playing Pokemon Go. We just talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
So Nintendo knows its audience, and it knows what pays the bills, and it's the games. So the assessment that WDW Pro gives here in this article is pretty spot on. Nintendo doesn't need Hollywood. They make more money in half a year than Hollywood makes all year. And they don't need to play the Hollywood game because they know it's not worth their time. It makes them look good if they have a success like Mario, but in the end, it's not really gonna elevate or decrease their stature. It's just an additional thing.
It would be one thing if they said, "Oh, doing these movies will up sales." No, they own their part of the market. They've been consistent with that. That's why they don't try to compete with PlayStation. That's why they don't try to compete with Xbox. They go, "We don't need to. We have our space. You guys do your thing. We're good." Yeah. So I don't think having these movies all of a sudden, is going to bring in thousands or millions of gamers that weren't already on the Switch. No.
Perfect point. It's not going to increase their market share of the video game industry. It might generate a few extra sales. People might be motivated to maybe go out and get a few extra games of a game that's already been out. But a Mario movie is not going to affect the first Mario game on the next Switch. It's not going to affect the next Zelda game. It's not going to affect the next Pokemon game. None of this affects any of that because they have their customer base locked in. They're not going to lose them. So there it is. I think it's a pretty good assessment here. It would have been great if they'd done it, but let me ask you this as we close on this conversation. Are you sad there won't be an NCU?
No, not really.
I mean, there was games I think would make good movies and I'd be interested in, but nothing that I'm like, oh fuck, I can't believe they're not going to do it now. Yep. It's just okay, whatever.
I'm there with you. It would have been cool if the fun of the Mario movie with maybe upping the ante, taking a little more time, it would have been fun. But you know what? My life is not diminished, and it's not going to be missing anything if an NCU does not fully materialize. I'm fine. Fine. I mean, we're probably going to get one more Mario movie. That's going to happen. I think they're already, in fact, doing it. But other than that, I'm good. I'm good. Frankly, here's the thing. I want to play my video games. They're already cinematic enough as it is. I don't need to watch them. It's that simple. because Kratos brings it up right here. Halo was crap. Just go play Halo 1 through 3. You'll get all the
Hot
Halo.
take it always was.
That's the thing is 90 like 8 maybe 90 well 97 maybe percent of video game shows based off of or movies based off video games have sucked ass. There are so few that actually did the franchise well, represented it well, and were good, and you wanted to watch them.
Mhm.
Most of it sucks. Like so with that bad of a record, we really aren't losing anything because the chances are it was going to continue. So maybe, yeah, like you said, maybe it's better it dies now. Maybe it's better you get one more good movie and then it just stops than having, like I said, at some point it just completely collapsed and everyone's all like, oh God, this is shit. Right?
Yep. So I think in the end, it would have been fun. That executed properly, but I don't think the world is missing out if there's no NCU. I don't think it's missing out. All right. Good luck, Nintendo. You're going to make all the money in the world next year when you announce the Super Switch. Do we think it's going to be Super Switch or Switch 2? What do you think?
I think Super Switch sounds better, but chances are it's going to be Switch 2.
I just think it's better marketing. To me, it's a combination of nostalgia and catchiness. Super Switch, like Super Nintendo, it feels cool to me. And saying Switch 2, that's playing the Sony game.
Either that or they're going to come up with some lame-ass gay
Yeah.
name like Switch Swidge or some shit.
Yeah,
and it's all like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. Listen, I want it to be Super Switch just so that Jeremy Geeks and Gamers can cry about it and be wrong about it because he's so adamant that it's going to be Switch 2. He's so adamant. I wanted to be wrong on this one because it'd be funny to watch him get roasted by everybody else who said Super Switch. Especially because Epic Mike says Super Switch. I would love to see Epic Mike yell at him. How it was Switch 2, I told you. I just want to see that for the lulz. I want to see it for the lulz. All right. I'm out of topics. I'm going to save this other one. I'm actually going to save this one. I think it's more suited for roundtable for a discussion over there. So I'm going to save that one. I'm just going to bookmark it and bring that back around on Sunday. So unless you guys got anything else for the chat, we can open up to the chat.
Yeah, you guys got a topic?
Hey, Alf. If
What's up, Elf?
Alf, you want to play Dark Tide tomorrow? Since you're here. And we're playing around with that idea right now. Kel wants to. I'm on the fence. If we can get 4 people, we could play tomorrow. We can get 4 people. Because I don't want to do it unless I'm playing with you guys. I don't want to do it unless I play with you guys. All right, so that's 3. All right. I guess we're going to play Dark Tide tomorrow night. All right, we're going to play Dark Tide tomorrow night.
PS20. What's PS20?
No, Alex Vang is just like looking into the future where it'll be the PS20 and it'll be probably it'll probably be drilled into the side of our head.
Yeah, we just plug in Johnny Mnemonic or whatever. Yeah,
we haven't brought up Marvel Rivals. I brought it up for a minute yesterday at the beginning of Roundtable. I asked Dre if he was into, because Dre's into that stuff. He really wasn't. How do you guys feel about Marvel's Rivals? I mean,
to me, well, it's obvious. It's a Overwatch clone.
Yeah.
But I think it's. I don't know. I've seen some of the gameplay when they were doing the beta with some of the streamers. It looks good, but I don't know how many fans of Overwatch are all like, I really just wish they did this in Marvel. So is it going to pull as many fans from that? I don't know. I don't know if it'll do the numbers. I do think it's an interesting concept, but to do it.
I mean, I don't play those types of games. These hero
This is essentially
shooters.
a MOBA, isn't it?
Hero shooter.
Yeah, hero shooter.
So you run around, you fight on teams, and
try to take points.
I mean, Bug likes it. Weasel says it's good. I mean, here's the thing also. In responsive, I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this yesterday in response kind of thing. Fortnite has announced they're doing a hero shooter version within Fortnite. Essentially, it looks like.
Isn't that essentially what the no build version was already?
I know, but they've added. They're doing something else. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find.
The thing that is that it's not innovating anything. They're just like I said, do something a little different. Put something in it that really makes it fun and new. They're not. They're literally it's just the same game as what you do with Overwatch, just with the characters of Marvel. And so yeah, like I said, I just don't know how much it'll pull.
Fortnite 5v5 ballistic mode. What they're calling it.
So that's just a deathmatch then.
Sounds like it. I think it's gonna be first person. Yeah, first person.
Yeah, that's just basic shooter deathmatch. That shit's been around since fucking Quake, man.
Yeah, but now Fortnite's adding a mode that they didn't have before. Now, most of the time, the new Fortnite modes are fun. People play them for like a week, maybe a month, and then they go back
fall
to.
apart.
Then, well, they don't fall apart. They just stop playing. Like I remember when the Lego one came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's a little Lego MMO inside Fortnite! Yay!" They all played it for a month, and then went back to no build and build.
Well, with any of these new modes or games that are use the kind of frame of other games, they either hit real big or they freaking just die and disappear. It's either a complete win or a complete flop for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like Fortnite, that's a perfect example. It was actually a completely different game. It failed essentially. They did the spin-off of Fortnite, the Battle Royale. Now look what it is.
The no build.
So it was massive success. Fortnite
took
over
off
the
with
original.
Yeah,
the original. The original game, I saw people play a little, very, very little bit when it first came out, and then it had a little bit of a resurgence. But otherwise, the original Fortnite, no one really played compared to the Battle Royale Fortnite.
And I'll watch some people in our sphere play it sometimes because it's an amusing thing to have on. Because I don't care about it, so I can watch it and turn my brain off and usually fall asleep, which is kind of what I needed.
The original Fortnite?
No, basic. Like now, no build. I'll watch people in our
yeah,
sphere
no build. Yeah, no, I was talking about because originally what it was you built forts to survive zombie hordes.
Oh yeah, the original thing. Yeah.
That was the original game. It was supposed to be strictly that, and then it flopped.
Tower defense.
Tower defense. It essentially flopped, and so that's when they came up with the idea for the Battle Royale, and because of the success of PUBG. Essentially, they said let's do a PUBG version of Fortnite.
And Fortnite's free, but people still spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars for skins and shit.
Oh yeah, little kids that have stolen their parents' credit cards and charged up.
And you're playing 15. Those 10-year-olds, man, and they're better than you. Those 10-year-olds are better than you, and you just gotta accept it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I just got killed, and now I'm being teabagged by Venom, which is probably a 7-year-old who's
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, this is why I'm a solo gamer.
I prefer. Listen, I will do PvP in some MMO situations. I like a good, well organized PvP. But in the end, I prefer PvE. I like if I'm gonna either solo or if I'm going to do stuff with you guys, the boys, the crew. We'll co-op and do stuff, but we'll play environment. I don't want to fight other people because it's too pressure. It's too much pressure. I just don't.
Yeah, the reason I don't like to do it is because there seems to always be an asshole who just wants to ruin your game for you. They're either
like gankers.
Yeah, you win, you kill them, and then they show back up. And you just it's all like, dude, just do your own thing. You don't need to make this a deal.
And
they're hunters, and they're so good that you just get scrapped, and you're like, okay, I have to start from zero. Yay.
The dudes who play it 24/7, who are just you just want to have some casual fun, but these are the dudes who take this shit so seriously. And I'm not saying that I'm not good at stuff. I am good at PvP when I put my mind to it. I still have the reflexes, the eye-hand coordination, the attention to paying attention to all my surroundings. I'm good when I put my mind to it, but I just don't want to do it. It's a pressure tense situation, and I don't get the joy of being better than a 12-year-old.
Or
I don't get that
even
joy.
worse,
Or being worse.
the pay to win games.
Pay to win games, and
I
also
hate that shit.
and just one of the things that everybody knows when it's because everything's cross-platform. I'm playing on my PS5. I got no mods. I ain't got no hacking tools. Some jerk on a PC might have this thing hacked all to hell and be cheating like hell. Now, I've never understood that. I've never understand modding your game to cheat for you, like with auto aim and shit like that, or drift or stuff that, I mean, once in a while I did encounter hackers when I did PvP in Star Wars: The Republic, where I would hit them cleanly and they would just go like this, zoop. The company just slide out of the way without any sort of special move. They would just slide and I would do no damage. And I knew they were freaking hacking. But I don't understand hacking to win a game. Because I want to win based on my skill. I don't want to win because I cheat. I never understood that. I just don't. But people do it. And
Some
they have
people
no shame.
just want to have those stats. They just want to have the kill count. They don't give a shit about actually playing fair. It's
They
just a
didn't earn
fact of
it.
life, man.
They
don't
earn
care.
it.
They don't care.
I don't understand that mentality. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll use cheat codes, but I'll usually use cheat codes after the first time I've played.
Different situation. If you're
right.
using,
But what I'm saying is, I don't hack. I don't use like it. If I were to get into PC gaming, I don't do mods. Generally speaking, there's a handful of things I've ever done that with, because it's game breaking, you know. And I would like to continue to play the game. I'd rather not crash the whole damn thing.
I mean, like you said, if it's built into the game, I will turn something on after, of course, I've beaten it. I'll turn on extra stuff. I've modded games before to make them, like when we just did Dragon Age Origins and 2 a couple months ago. I modded those for the first time ever because I was playing on PC, and I added more money. I wanted to make more money because they took out the ability for me to make money in the game easily. So they took it out, so I added money. So that's different. And I added skins, but I did not change damage. I didn't change anything like that. I kept all that kind of shit the same. If a game has, I mean, I've played plenty of games where you can alter randomized monster levels or stats. Or I think, what game was I playing where you can actually have the behaviors change? You can toggle something and their behaviors will change in mid game. They won't suddenly do the same shit. It's fine if you're messing with the game built in or modding and you're solo playing. I agree with Samuel. Beat it first the best you can, the best of your ability. Once you've got that first win under your belt, do whatever the hell you want. Mess around, have a good time.
Yeah. For instance, I'm in the final area before I have to go fight fucking the final boss of the Elden Ring DLC again, and I'm gonna cheese the fuck out of this fight. That was a pain in the ass last time.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong. Okay, no, there's a difference. I don't consider, if you find a tactic that is cheese, and especially in a Dark Souls type game, you use the hell out of that cheese, man.
Right. I have with some fights, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like I just beat Mesmer again the other day, and that fight's fun as fuck. It's difficult and it's like a dance, but it's fun. The final boss fight, not fucking fun. Not fun getting my ass beat and my face pounded through my asshole into the ground 4 fucking days straight. That was not cool. It was not fun. I did finally beat the son of a bitch, but this time around, I'm gonna cheese the fuck out of him because I just want the goddamn rewards.
Sam doesn't like getting his shit pushed in.
No, I don't.
I mean, you watch. Everybody's watched me play enough games, and somebody will say, you will hear me say, "Oh, I'm going to cheese this shit." Because if I find a way to cheese it, I'm going to cheese it. Because if I have, even if I haven't beaten already, if there is a mechanic within the fight that allows me to win in an easy way, especially because I play on the hardest difficulty levels, among win is win. If I didn't cheat, if I haven't changed the parameters of the game with an extra mod or code or anything like that, if it's built in the game, It's not cheating. Is it cheese? Yes, but it's not cheating. But I'll take it. I'll do it, and I'll say, you damn straight, I did it. Damn straight.
And look, it's not like I've never modded things, right? There are a handful of Bethesda games I actually have done mods with. Back when I was a kid, I had a Game Genie, just like everybody else did. That kind of thing.
I rented the Game Genie. I never had it. I rented it a couple times.
I stole mine. But I mean, if you're gonna cheat, right? Like I modded Fallout 4, for example. I think second or third playthrough to acquire the BFG 9000 from Doom, which, by the way, will clear everything in front of you with one shot. It's awesome. Or like with Skyrim, there's a mod where all of the dragons turn into Randy Savage.
I saw that. I remember that one.
And it's hysterical. It doesn't change any of the gameplay. It's just aesthetics, but it's fucking hilarious.
I've seen that mod. I saw that back in the day. Yeah. I mean, when we're talking mod, when I'm talking about modding, I'm talking about mods that improve quality of life sometimes, because sometimes the modding community understands better than the game developer. Like, look at most Paradox games, the modding community makes the game way better than Paradox itself. I mean, Crusader Kings 3, I couldn't live without the mods. When I was playing, and Kel can speak to this, when playing shit, I just lost the name. Fuck. Kel, what's the name of the space one? I just forgot its name. Just totally slipped my mind. And I don't want to power up Steam. Kel, if you're still there. Stellaris, thank you. Stellaris. Stellaris with mods, it's glorious. There's a mod that I was playing with that added Cortana. You could research Cortana, and when you research Cortana, she would help you with all your research, and it would just make researchers go boom, and you had extra stuff. So now when you play these strategy games, you played them, we're talking hundreds of hours. The Cortana mod is awesome. The Cortana mod is outstanding because she'll just do shit for you. It's great. But also with like Stellaris, there's a mod that increases the weapon technology trees, all the technology trees, because the base game didn't diversify the weapons enough, the weapon technology. But there's a mod that expands it, and it makes it harder because it's not just you, the entire game gets it. So you're not just giving it to yourself. The AI opponents have it as well. So generally in those types of games, when you put a mod in, everybody, the entire game uses it, not just you. And it, therefore, to me, that levels the playing field. But also it adds quality to life, adds fun, this and that. And the modders make it better. So it was through Stellaris and Crusader Kings that I learned how great modding can be. And another great one is if you're playing KOTOR 2, you need to mod it because they put back in the unreleased content, and they HD'd it up and allow you to mess around with lightsaber crystals, stuff like that. They added stuff that makes it better. It doesn't make it any easier. They just added more stuff. So modding is great. I used to be, when I was younger and a more ignorant man, I did not understand. I thought, modding? Like I'm going to do this. Oh no. I learned modding is fun. It adds levels to the game, and sometimes it can completely change the game into a new game. And it's fun. It's great. Listen, playing Stellaris and having all my ships be Ghoul Hattaks, that's fun. That's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Now, we had a fun tangent there. We're 2 hours in. I don't want to go too much later because my brain is at maximum capacity. So unless anybody else has anything, we can wind it down.
I just want to touch on this. I was thinking about past mods with Bethesda, and one of my brothers, I can't remember if he was playing Oblivion or Skyrim, but he had a mod that allowed basically Sheogorath, the Daedric Prince of Madness, to become your companion. Yeah, with the Wabbajack and everything. And he does this thing when prompted where he goes, cheese for everyone. And then exploding cheese wheels fall all across the entire world map, killing NPCs left and fucking right, and instantly raising your bounty in every area.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, demon gods. You don't want them messing around.
I mean, cheese wheels, man, raining from the sky and then exploding.
This is why you need God Slayers. Keep balance. That's a big thing to me. God Slayers must exist to maintain balance. Otherwise, gods of all shapes and sizes will fuck your worlds over eventually. That's my belief. Anyway, all right, let's wind it down. Devil, how's your week looking?
Busy. Tomorrow we got Get Ranked. We are doing animated Christmas movie list. Then after that, back to the pub on Friday. New time 11. Things are gonna get kind of odd towards the end of December for me. I'm gonna have to start working major overtime. We're short staffed in the kitchen and the hotel is opening, and so they're gonna give us 3 shifts instead of a 2-shift day now, and we don't have enough chefs to cover it. So I'm gonna start working Tuesdays too. So I don't know what shows I'm gonna be able to continue on at that time till that clears up. If I'll do any shows, I'll probably still do the pub, but I think everything else is probably gonna get waylaid till that clears up. It's just so many hours.
Think about it like this: you're gonna have that Vegas money pile up real quick.
Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna go to Vegas with like a shit ton of money this year.
You're not gonna need to eat any hot chips this time.
Yeah. You guys aren't gonna get me to shave anything, unless I'm helping other people. I tend to put myself through hell to help my friends. But yeah, for myself, you're not getting me to eat chips or shave anything or
Yeah.
Would you shave someone else?
That's a trick question there. Depends. Yeah, if one of the girls come to me,
there needs to be a description and who it is and what we're doing. No Sasquatches. No Sasquatches.
Yeah, the only way I'm shaving a dude is if I can do it with like a freaking some sort of sword. Take off their back hair. Stay very still.
Stand still, Dermy. Just stand still. I promise it'll hurt.
You're gonna have like somebody braid it first.
That's gross. All right. Speaking of gross, Samuel, what's your week look like?
I am gross. Sometimes I apologize, except that I don't at all. So next thing up I got this week will actually be right back here on your channel on Thursday. So I cleared some time, so we should be able to get in here, if not at the beginning, then at least very close to for Nerdgasm. I'm looking forward to that discussion. I am probably going to be one of the only ones who hasn't actually gone back and watched everything back through again, but I have watched it all.
Me neither. I have
fucking times over.
Yeah, you and I, we've watched so many times. I can just go into the memory banks and draw it out. I haven't. It's been a couple of years since I did a sit down and watch of SG1 or
right.
So, but I'm fine.
I did it last year. I'm just not like real fresh on it. But yeah, so that'll be fun. And then over on my channel, Samuel the Infamous, we've got a Bissell Musings on Friday nights. And Screaming to the Void Saturday afternoons. You can also find me on Devil's Channel for Beelzebub in the wee hours. And over on Exiled Lioness 2 when the occasion arises. So yeah, just look for me in those places and you'll find me most likely.
All right. As for me, looks like tomorrow night we are going to play some Dark Tide. At least 3 or 4 of us get in there, have a little time. I don't know what time yet. We'll work that out in the intervening hours. Other than that, if you haven't checked it out, go check out my Doom Prophecy episode 4 review. I'm angry during it, so it's fun. Wednesday, Skeleton Crew, episode 3. If you have not watched Roundtable, I encourage you to go do it because I'm not going to cut this. I'm not going to clip it out because I'm waiting for more stuff to make a full video on it. But for those saying Skeleton Crew, and I said it in my original review, but that's because I purposefully left it out because I need to see the full evidence. There's some very sketchy shit going on with Skeleton Crew and their production value and people involved. Let's just say little blue alien elephant boy in a bubble bath. Yeah, little blue alien boy in a bubble bath. A lot of people involved in very weird behavior on social media involving that alien. The dude, very openly, they, them weirdo involved with the production of a moment in that show with little alien children watching essentially a drag queen hollow projection show.
So
A lot of
this
sketchy
like
stuff.
this is like Reddit R34 shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking for a pattern right now, and I showed it to Jed and Dre yesterday, and they saw the pattern too that is forming. But I need at least episode 3, possibly episode 4, to see what happens if any more stuff. Because we know this week, a girl's going to have 2 moms. So I'm looking for a pattern before I really put, for lack of a better term, pen to paper or face to video for this stuff. So Skeleton Crew review on Wednesday. Thursday, as Samuel mentioned, new monthly show, a little earlier than it normally be because of Christmas, because it's December. Once a month, new show called Nerdgasm, where we will nerd out over a single IP franchise, whatever, for an entire show. You could have waited till I was done speaking to do it. God damn.
It's funnier this way, though.
I know. I was waiting for it to happen. I was hoping you'd get it when I wasn't speaking. But so Nerdgasm, we're going to just have some fun this week. It's Stargate month. It's Stargate SG-1 up to a certain point. Depends on how far Jed has gotten, because he is the he's the noob. He's the noob cakes watching this, but he's pretty far in. He's at least in 8. I believe he's probably in season 8 by now. So we will see how that goes. I know he loved it up to so much to this point, so we'll see how it goes. And there is a fraction of Stargate SG-1 fans who find a drop in quality when you get to mid-season 8, 9, and 10. There is a feel of that. So I'm not one. I love the whole thing. I love it to death. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it then.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Maybe it's because I also have a Farscape bias that I was okay with seasons 9 and 10 because of my Farscape bias. So that could be the reason why it landed better with me than with other people. Very simple explanation. Other than that, Friday Ballbusters. I don't know who our guest is. I don't know if we've rescheduled Epic Mike again, or maybe if Jeremy did say who it is. I don't remember. I don't remember if Jeremy said who it was, because I don't pay attention to Jeremy if I don't have to. Next week is Anime Odyssey. Thursday, we'll be doing Heavy Object, 25 episodes, mecha anime, kind of fun. I'm enjoying it for a second watch through, which is good as I remember. And just as a, just because I'll show it. Actually, wait. Well, I'll show it on then. A particular character. They had a Christmas splash page that is now my wallpaper for this week because honk honk. Anyway, this Saturday, Drive-In returns. Jed's choice. We're watching Love Actually, his Christmas movie choice, and he admits it. He shit-eating grin said, "Yeah, we're doing this one." So we're doing that. But when we come back in 2 weeks, I'm doing Hook, and our guest's going to be Static. Static is our guest for Hook. So we'll be watching Hook.
I'm telling you, dude, Jed's taste is suspect as fuck.
He's going to be highly. He says, "I know it's a feel-good movie that he knows is not right. He knows it's not right, but he likes it anyway. He'll be, listen, it's Jed. He's going to probably give it like a 6 out of 10 in the end, despite the fact that subjectively he likes it. And then Roundtable, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure I'll be talking Skeleton Crew. The week has just begun. Who knows what'll happen? Are we going to get into more Harry Potter news? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so that's that. And we'll be back right here probably for another Mellow Mondays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. But I also got to remind everybody on December 23rd, 4 p.m. Eastern, I have been invited to be a guest on Little Platoon's Monday afternoon show. So you can catch me over there.
Nice.
Yeah. We thank our good friend Jay Frazier 360. He goes around to bigger shows and super chats my name out there. And Little Platoon's producer decided, hey, reached out to me. So I'm there, December 23rd. We'll see what happens. So come over there and maybe we'll make some new friends. Who knows? Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's it. That's what we're doing. Thank you one and all for being here. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. So hit those like buttons, subscribe to the channels, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.
Bye.